Storygram Network.
Hello, we are the Sonoma Community Center podcast, a place of creativity, connection, and community. We highlight the artists, teachers, and the community that come through the doors of our historic brick building, often called the heart of Sonoma. We share local tips and shout outs to our home, Sonoma Valley. And we are your hosts, Molly Spencer,
Gerardo Diaz.
We are the engagement team of the Sonoma Community Center.
Whoop, whoop.
Hi, Gerardo.
Hey, Molly. It's been a while, huh?
It's always a while. This is how we start our show. It's a while. It's our new podcast title. Yeah. It's a while here at the community center.
There's an echo in here. I can hear it.
Oh, probably. Well, anyway, we're in a different room here at the Sonoma Community Center. We're up in our revamped Rotary room, Sam Morphy Rotary room, multi-room. It's pretty. It's beige.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know? It's pretty nice. I don't like the chairs, though. Chair sucks, you know?
So we're up here recording here at the community center. Just a little update news. We had a little minor flooding situation downstairs in our old office.
I heard that you guys were making some type of pool events or something. I was going to bring my kid. I wish they would have called me. I would have bring Leo here and he would have been swimming. It was kind of
exciting. I mean, it's not exciting financially. It's never a good thing when you're like, oh God, now we got to pay all this money, we are a nonprofit, and it is an old building. And they're turning our old office into a youth room. So they did not hit the pipe, but somehow exploded. Our coworker, Sean, was working upstairs and he heard this, right? Can you imagine? We were down the hallway teaching trash and fashion to kids, and we were supposed to have an emergency drill that Wednesday. But I'm like, maybe it's early. So we all go out there. I don't know what's going on. I even talked to the fire department. And they're like, no, actually, there is something going on. So
I hate those. One time I was taking out a tree right next to a house. Mm-hmm. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, any pipes running through here? He's like, no, it's clear. So I'm like, because I have to make a big hole so I can take this stump out.
Yeah.
He told me no. There was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, I can't even tell you. My husband is a plumber, works for a line locator. So they look for lines more than just plumbing lines. They look for gas lines, all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And these old buildings and all the plaza, it's kind of a mess. Wow. I mean, and there's a good thing for history, but when you get down to it.
Oh, look, it's windy.
Anyway, we are up here in this room. It has beautiful windows. I'd say anybody come up and check out room 200. We're outside looking at the hills. The wind is picking up. So let's launch into it. Spencer Morton, or Spencer, what would you like to be referred to as now?
Well, according to the government, my name is now Spencer DeSylva.
DeSylva, and that is also according to our Trashion posters this year. So that must be true.
Don't go checking the paperwork, but yes, of course it's true.
DeSylva.
I love it. Spencer
Brazil?
DeSylva.
That almost sound like Brazilian or something. DeSylva.
Yeah. It makes me sound more interesting than I am, which is a really good
What was it before? Was it different before?
Yeah, Spencer Morton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You sound more like interested,
It sounds better on like a marquee, and that's the goal.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it sounds pretty
Performer.
good. DeSylva.
Spencer, multitude of talents here at Trashion. Fill people in. You're kind of like running alongside me this year and doing social and all sorts of stuff. But in years past, when you came back to Trashion, this is when Eric Jackson was running it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, tell us. We're going to launch into about you, but let's loop back into Trashion and what was like the first year you were here. I saw old pictures.
The first year I competed in the show was 2013. So it's been a little bit over a decade of being involved peripherally in Trashion. Yeah, I was involved in the 2013 show I was modeling for the designer Diana Valenka, who won first place that year.
Because of you, because you were modeling the...
Yeah, check out the pictures. Tell me that's not a winner.
Is it the one that's like the black... Explain the dress again.
Oh, it's this gorgeous gown made of trash bags and pom-poms out of like shredded trash cans. Or not trash bags. So it's like this voluminous black void. And I had this black makeup and I should have blacked out my teeth. I was just very Lady Gaga 2009. Very that.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I've seen it through pictures.
Well, that was the year we did it down in Andrews Hall. And since we just knocked it out of the park, it's been bigger and bigger every year.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't shrink.
It does not shrink. That is a correct word for it.
Oh, yeah.
So 2013. And then were you back again in another outfit? I feel like there was a picture of you in the gallery. Was that the outfit and from the back?
Yeah,
it really gave me like, what's that famous portrait of the lady in the black dress?
Oh, Madam X?
Yes.
Yeah.
It gives me those vibes
it's
for
very
sure.
That. Yeah.
I love that.
That was a great picture. It's this fabulous pink background and you have this black gown in the middle. And that is such a great picture, of course, of me. But as someone who is discovering Trashion and just admiring all these truly incredible outfits. What a standalone shot of like history in the making.
Yeah.
Now you make your own outfits?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You do?
Yeah. Since then, I've competed on and off throughout the years until I left Sonoma County and returned in 2020.
Yeah.
Have you won?
I win every year.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And
I feel she's lying to me.
Everyone's a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when you came back in 2020, and seriously, just a note this year, because you're competing again this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Competing is kind of the wrong word. I hate to put that vibe on it, but I do feel like there is this undercurrent of competition. And I got to say, this year, the All-Stars are coming back.
It really is an All-Stars.
It's an all-star show this year. There's new people, but we've got you, we've got Margaret Hatcher, we've got Robert Stickley, we've got Amanda Alborn. These are some names, folks. Look them up on Instagram. We've got Noemi Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez, who did an incredible outfit a couple of years ago. I'm so happy to have her back. You name it, the list goes on. The delays, they're always entertaining.
I was really happy when she called me yesterday. She's like, hey, guess what? I'm in. I'm like,
yes. I'm so excited.
Well, for me, like, she's like the only one representing like Mexico, Latino community.
I absolutely agree. This is like the quinceanera, but I want it to be like someone to rep it right. Someone to really do it. There are some theatrics happening this year, and we will go down that show another time. But as I said, let's get back to you, 2020. So that's how I met. We didn't really meet in person at first.
Yeah, like as adults. Like, when I was competing, I was a teenager. Now I came back with like a college degree. And basically what had happened is I was living in London at the time. And
let's sidestep to London and that whole experience and schooling over there.
So the year was 2020. I don't know if you remember 2020. It was an interesting year between COVID and Brexit. So I had just completed my degree in the United Kingdom. I had jobs set up and all that. And then Brexit changed everything. So I was asked very nicely to leave in the most British way. So I pack up my life. I get on the plane. I land in SFO and I call Eric Jackson being like, hey, I've got a degree in fashion marketing. You want to hire me? You come back to Sonoma County with a fashion degree and find out what to do with it. You got to make something with it. What else was there to do? So I got involved in the social media and the marketing, kind of introduced myself that way because there was that opportunity in the marketing. And if you're like a young person just starting out right out of college, social media marketing, that is the best way to get involved in a small business or a small organization and learn a lot and then grow into a much larger role. So hot tip for those out there. Make your own career. You just have to.
You have to. You kind of got to set your path. I mean, I don't love it anymore, but at that time I was doing Sonoma Community Center social media, which was very new to Community Center. There was not a lot before 2019. So you were Trashion. I was Community Center. It was, my last name is Spencer. Spencer and Spencer Social Media Services.
Wow.
For the people.
But yeah, that was actually fun. And then besides that, we also were online. We did tons of Barbies. There's just a lot of stuff because it was the only place in 2020 where people could,
It was the year of adapting to strange circumstances. And it's amazing that the team, and particularly Eric Jackson, filmed all of that throughout Sonoma.
Yeah.
That's a feat. It's amazing. Go back and watch that show.
It's on amazing. YouTube. So what happened is Trashion was actually, the tickets were for sale literally the day that COVID came and shut it down. So we had to like turn on a dime and we decided to do it in November that year. They decided they would film all the outfits. And is that wrestling of popcorn bags over there?
No, they're eggs. My mini eggs.
Bag of eggs.
Are those real eggs or am I that blind? They look like jelly.
They're jelly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. As a little side note.
I was grabbing some and it was making some noise. And then Takashi looked at me. So then I went into like ninja mode, just grabbing them.
I kind of love it.
It's just like the movies. You gotta be silent.
Just side thing. I think Gerardo's highly amused today. He's had popcorn all morning through our meetings, and now he's got jelly. So we're just in Gerardo's movie today. But yeah, back to COVID. Anyway, we filmed all of it. It was a love letter to Sonoma. We did all the online. I created Barbie movies. It was wild.
Oh yeah. Well, we had nothing but time, so we just got creative, and it's been, I mean, what a great year to get creative with absolutely nothing.
It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, we still take that energy forward.
2021, which was, oh my gosh, exhausting because we turned around and we did Trashion again. So we did it in November, and then we turned around and did it again in April.
Yeah.
And we did a hybrid. So we filmed here at the Sonoma Community Center where it was live models. Everyone's kind of in their room.
Mm-hmm.
Strange vibe, but it was still pretty cool. And it was a hybrid here, online Barbies. I think that year, I kind of forget. But you were also the artist in residence, Trashion artist in residence.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about some of the outfits you made. And you had a show, was it 2021 or 2022?
Don't ask me about numbers.
I know. Well, forget the numbers. Nobody cares about that. What they do care about is the really interesting costumes and Trashion stuff that you made. I found them fascinating.
Thank you. After coming in 2020 and being involved in Trashion and with truly nothing else going on, I just got bit by the Trashion bug and talked to Eric and you and just like, can we do a year of Trashion? Mm-hmm. So every month I would make a new Trashion project, like either an accessory or a garment, and do a whole video essay basically about like, what is the materials? How does it impact the environment? Is it recyclable? What is this material doing every day to our environment? And cool, here's something you can do with it. Because the core of each episode really is to inspire people to look at all the materials that they're disposing of and ask themselves bigger questions like, what can you do with your VHS copy of Shrek 2 that you don't watch anymore? Because you can't recycle it. So you got to do something with it. And doing these little projects throughout the year really set me up to do much better full outfits for when the show came around. So now you have a whole collection. And it's been such a privilege to like show off my telephone hats and my VHS boa and my twister dress. That dress.
Love the twister dress. That's gone a long way.
Mm-hmm.
You know that from last year.
I need to look at this stuff, man.
Yeah, everybody is right here. If you're on YouTube listening to the podcast, the Sonoma Community Center YouTube channel, besides the podcast that you'll see on there, there's the Trashion Icon videos that are on there from those years.
Yeah.
So we really actually fulfill the whole thing in the old Trashion thing. There's a few videos from other people in between here, but it's mostly us. And the Trashion Icon videos are fascinating. Yeah. I love them.
It's a very good hands-on tutorial for people who do not know where to start. And they look at these huge outfits. Like, you know, if you look at what the Duke of the Dumpster is up to, Robert, then you're going to be intimidated. Mm-hmm. But then realizing, oh, you can do just a hat or just gloves and work your way up. It defangs the fear of creativity because it's trash. You should make something out of it anyway. Mm-hmm. You're wasting nothing.
That's true.
That is true. What was your technique on putting you made a dress out of Mylar balloons, right? So I brought in my daughter's Mylar balloons this year, but was it not that you used a blow dryer to kind of adhere it to each other, or how did that work?
Well, that's the other thing with Trashion is every material you use is different. Working with VHS tape versus hard plastic versus trash bags, those are completely different materials that are going to work differently. So with the Mylar balloons, it was about cutting them in half, getting all the air out, having a lot of fun with that, getting all the air out with the little boys, and then realizing the painted or the colored side does not adhere well to another painted side. So you have to paint, I'm explaining this poorly, but the two silver sides, the inside of the balloon, that you can fuse together with heat. So like a heat gun was perfect for fusing those seams because you can't sew it. It's way too thin to sew. It'll just shred it. But using a heat gun melted all of the seams together to make that dress. So I can't say I've sewn a lot of things, but I've melted a lot of things.
I love that.
Thank you.
An experiment in melting.
Yeah. I didn't even burn myself. It was great.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
That's what I'm saying about All Stars. It's really interesting of how you guys treat the fabric. We're teaching the kids right now, but usually they're very new to it. And it's a little Love you guys. I love my Trashion students. But right now, it's getting them to focus. And it's a lot of like, you want to give them a base so they can have somewhere to do it. And it's usually hot glue. But it's all about the story. It's all about going through the process. But it's interesting. I'm having like some third year, second year kids that are returning. Yeah. And they're leveling up, creating their own, what do you call it, cages.
Are they doing their own stuff though, or are their parents helping them?
No, not in the kid. Except for like the Mentoring Alliance, that is really a true team effort. There is one child in the show, but it was clear that she would be in the adult show this year because she's not really designing that outfit. Because it's not fair to kids that are just starting out and they're really working from the ground up, you know? So it's interesting to see a few of these kids creating a cage, which was actually, I took her into the dance closet. That's where Noemi's cage, and it inspired her to create her own. She could see how it worked.
It's an incredible legacy of Trashion of just people of all ages can compete in this and see something go, I can try that out.
Yeah.
And getting them addicted to something fun as Trashion, great. Wonderful. Get them out of the video games. Let them make something real.
Video games. I love those too. I know. So what do you have cooked up for Trashion this year?
Yeah, what are you making?
Here's what happens with these people that have done it many years. They give you brief. They give you nothing.
They give you
until
nothing.
you see it in the design review.
Yeah.
They don't want you talking about what they're doing. And I get it.
What was the name of that guy that we interviewed? He was pretty...
Robert Stickney.
Robert. Yeah. I remember he was really passionate about his stuff too.
He's fantastic. And he makes his own paste, water and whatever flour. He's very detail oriented. And he loves that historical preference. So I'm sure it'll be going down there again. Who knows this year, but it should be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, even just looking at like, if you look at years past of the same competitor, you get to see them grow as artists every time. Even someone like Robert, who, you know, he's been doing it for years now, and he knows exactly how to make something out of nothing. But every year, it's a different interpretation. There's more details.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
Well, I think you surprise yourself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do that on Barbies. I know it's not the same as like an outfit, but every year I'm all, experiment.
It's a different scale,
like this
but
year,
you can do so much.
Exactly. I'm all, got to get into that Dremel drill, you know? Got to figure that out this year.
Wow.
I know.
Just cool, man.
It is cool. It is cool.
Oh, yeah.
And
I like watching garbage walking by.
Garbage to glamour.
Yeah.
Your words.
Garbage into glamour.
Garbage into glamour.
Yeah.
One exciting thing that you've actually been at the head of doing, because we've done Trashion design class for kids, which I know that you probably, have you taught that before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It started with Margaret, and then Eric did it, and then you taught it a year, and Amanda taught it a year, and now Jill and I are co-teaching it this year. So I kind of bring the theatrics. She's like the queen if anything goes wrong and you really need like a good art background and how to fix a sewing machine, or although not many sewing machines have been busted out yet, but they have. So we're a good team. But on the other side, we have been going to Art Quest, which is a Santa Rosa High School program.
Yeah.
And you have been their mentor up there, and you really are education and outreach coordinator.
Yeah, that's another part of like my Trashion Icon hat, is being the Tim Gunn of Trashion.
Yes.
Which I love to be, of just walking into what people are working on and advising them on like, cool, you're trying to make two pieces of plastic come together. You can't sew it. What can you do? You ask me.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of options, and especially with Art Quest kids who are...
They're high school. Yeah.
And they're so focused. You know, they're so in tune with their creativity. They really go nuts, and they love working together and collaborating on their vision. And every year they start, you know, a little scared, a little nervous, and then they just come out with so much confidence. It's an incredible transformation.
Yeah, because Santa Rosa has also Trashion Fashion, right? Don't they have their own in one of the high schools?
That's actually where we're going tomorrow. So, and this is all due to the art teacher, Janet Fisher. I can't say enough about her. If you don't have a dedicated teacher, because Spencer can really only get in there at the beginning and kind of guide them along. And then tomorrow we're going to see their final show. So their final 3 outfits come to our show, which is a big thing for them. And I got to say,
they don't disappoint.
They do not disappoint.
No.
It's very hard to go in. I mean, I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite things of the year. And I would love to see this take off even larger into high schools. We've done a few other presentations, but You really got to have a buy-in from a teacher or raise some funds here so we can be able to go in and do like an actual once a week, be with them, work on their outfits. Like that's my dream is that we are able to do that.
So you think by doing that, you're going to get more people from that side of town too? Because, they're probably going to be like, oh, let's go watch our kids from the high school, compete over there in Sonoma.
Or even better, they can use this as part of their applications for college. They can show that they've done this incredible collaborative project and get some great photos, which for art students in this generation, you've got to have a good portfolio. And Janet is such a key to that, of encouraging them to really express what they're doing, write it down. What's the story? What's the materials? How are you going to use this project going forward? It's not just, oh, well, we did a fun thing. It really is preparing them for a career.
And it's a great audience because they're focused on that. I'd love to go into other schools and do that.
And it's their classmates and they're all rooting for their friends. Yeah. It's so much fun. And you can see when they're kind of shy and then they're like, wow. Yes. And they just come out swinging. Great.
They just bring it. Sometimes I'm like, it's my favorite part of the, of all the show. But yeah, that's exciting. So we'll see another crop of ArtQuest students, and this will already be out. We will have seen those ArtQuest students and you will see them on the runway. What I'm very interested too is you spent some time you went to school in London, right? And that just whole fashion side of you. I know there's these other facets too. You have another business that is painting out of wine. Please say the name of that business.
Oh, you don't like pronouncing Vignette du Vin?
I knew it.
The most pretentious name I could think of. So I was like, pictures with wine, Vignette du Vin.
And that's going pretty well, right?
It's going great. I mean, really a lot of what has happened with my career as an artist has happened because of COVID. A lot of it was I got into painting with wine because there was just so much wine everywhere. And it was cheaper than paint. So start painting with wine. And now I do it as a business for events and weddings. And it's been an incredible time.
I love your sketches.
Me too.
Which also brings us back to the last 4 posters. The past 4 years, you've always been the illustrator for our Trashion posters, which I think are iconic.
Yet another way to hey, if you're a young artist, just offer to do posters for events that you care about. That really was, hey, can I try making this poster? Can I try making some of my art apply to this?
Yeah.
And that's such a fun journey as well. This year's posters, the brief was, Trashion Glinda. Basically, bubbles galore. And I said, sure, let's figure out how to make a quinceañera Glinda full of bubbles.
We did. And then we always do 2 options because I'm a big fan of portrait work. So it's like Vanity Fair over here at Trashion. We like to give 2 options. So we give Glinda, the quinceañera queen, and the portrait. Which I love.
And if you look carefully there's one of the posters that has this fabulous bouffant hairstyle with forks and cans and light bulbs sticking out of it. And she's looking at you like, well, are you coming to the show? I don't know about you, but a lot of graphic design has sort of become monotonous and boring. But it's great, do some real art, make something interesting. And get expressive.
And if you look at this poster this year, let's just take a look closely to the glasses. Just look at the glasses, folks. There's a little secret times there.
There's lots of secrets within the show in the poster. If you look at the quinceañera dress, it's bike wheels and light bulbs and all sorts of just found objects. And those objects are inspired by things I've actually seen on the runway. I've seen a dress made out of plastic water bottles. Sure, bring that into the poster, and that inspires people to think, there's a lot of power in illustration and making art that maybe is not real, it's impossible trash, and I don't know how you would make these things.
Yeah.
But someone else might find out. Robert Stickley might give it a shot. Who knows?
I agree. And it inspires, it trickles down. So usually working on the back end of Trashion, we come with different ideas. And then this year, especially, it's kind of gelled. Even our backdrops, we make our backdrops and they're inspired by the colors of the posters, which is kind of a little Wicked inspired and everything. There's also the idea of circular economy, which kind of brings in the wheels and the bubbles, everything there that we're trying to do, build sustainability outside of just Trashion as well.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you, we also have a little side, you're also a teacher. And we're doing a Trashionator class coming up here. Folks, Spencer, what is a Trashionator?
I'm so glad you asked. So to bring it back to my backstory of studying and living in London, I had the great privilege of working for my favorite designer of all time, Philip Treacy. So I learned a thing or two about how do you make a wacky hat.
Look it up. If you don't know who Philip Treacy is.
Yes, you do.
I do. But if you're listening to this, look them up. Isabella Blow, any of those, just the best hats you'll ever seen. The most wildest creations.
Oh, yeah.
Very British.
Very British. Watch how he works with finer materials than I use. It was an incredible experience. And then bringing that back into Sonoma of like, what is one thing that anyone can make within 2 hours that'll look like a lot more effort than they put in? Put a little Trashionator. A little Trashionator is a fascinator made of trash. So you can use, my favorite one is made with old utensil packets from Panda Express.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got the chopsticks, got the forks and spoons.
You hear that, Gerardo? Start saving your cutlery. So you have a Trashionator class coming up on Sunday. What did we book it for? Oh, man. Okay, we're going to fix this. We're going to put it in, and I think it's April 7th or 6th. It's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
A nice Sunday afternoon. And you can come. It's very affordable.
It's
Make your own Trashionator hat. Wear it to the show. Make the people mad behind you because your hat's so tall. Maybe take it off during the show. Okay, so make a Trashionator. You know what's coming up in May, too? You can reuse it for the Kentucky Derby. Do they still do that?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Exactly.
The Kentucky Derby. The horses, they're still going.
Yeah, they're still going.
They're still derbying.
Still derbying in Kentucky. Still trashing in California. Still derbying in Kentucky. So it goes a long way. Yeah. It's a good conversation piece. I love it.
Can I tell you what material I'm going to use this year for the Trashion?
Absolutely.
Now that we have the secrecy of no one else listening.
So Trashionators, you're in on listening to this now that the boys have stepped out.
The lads.
What is it? What are you using?
So I had a great job over at a lovely local business called Sarah Silk over in Grayton. I had a nice little part-time job, and we were a warehouse facility for some small businesses that worked on child's toys and play silks. And, we were sending out thousands of orders per day. And we had these long ribbons of thermal receipt paper for the backs of labels. Just after the first few weeks of working there, I was there's so many of these non-recyclable thermal plastic labels.
Yeah.
Because as guess what? Our consumerism is getting out of control. And in people's impatience, they have 2-day shipping, which I detest. And a lot of it was, guess what? Amazon.
Yeah.
So as all of these orders were being fulfilled, I just kept gathering up thousands of these thermal receipts that are in these long rolls. I'm oh, there's something that can be made out of this. So this is a very specific piece about what is it like living in a time where we have endless immediate consumerism? What is it like to work for a small business that, guess what? Then they laid off the entire staff of parents and families and young people so that they could outsource this labor. I'll say that there.
Disappointing.
Extremely disappointing.
It's everything you try to fight against, but it's getting, it should be interesting what kind of tariffs come down their way. So
it's impossible for young people to have a local small job the way that their parents or even their grandparents have. So these small jobs that are for people with kids, people who are just out of college, they're disappearing, these jobs. And this is sort of in some way it's about the Trashion outfit is about the consumerism, but also the loss of sort of small local economy. This is the economy I get to grow up in. And it's not the economy that I had as a small child.
No.
The world has changed so much, and it's incredible that you can get anything you want within 48 hours. At what cost? And at what cost to communities? At what cost to individuals? What does this mean for brands that say they have these values but turn their back? It's a lot of questions.
I agree. That's the other side. The Trashion is the light side of this, but the reality is this a bigger problem? And that's why we're trying to build into sustainability more. What can we do on a local level as far as repair fairs and clothing swaps? But fighting fast fashion, I love fashion, and I know you do too.
Oh, yeah.
And I admire, let's just say last year was an eye opener. I made my daughter watch it because, of course, she's a teenager. She loves Brandy Melville. Okay. Sure. Fast fashion. Hey, I used to shop at Forever 21. I get it, right? But watching that and them using the behind, if you look at the label and it says made in Italy, but it's actually, it's a Chinese sweatshop that was built on this. It was really tricky. I like it, basically a long-time textile community that made really well-made textiles. And now there's this sneaking in a sweatshop, and you're now bringing down the quality or the name of these communities. So it was a real eye-opener. I've definitely taken a look at my own consumerism. And we don't want to preach to people, but you got to kind of look inside and say, what can you do on a small part?
Oh yeah, I'll preach to people. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You preach to them, but I just said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Before I'd love to do a fast fashion challenge during like Trashion season, which really, in my opinion, takes January when we start.
Oh yeah.
And so my challenge was to not buy anything new, and so far, so good.
Yeah. A little Trashion goes a long way to changing the way you live your life, of like just looking at the things that, yes, there's a lot of Trashion that's made of like cans, which are recyclable.
Yeah.
But it really brings a lot of attention to the things that we don't think about, how many packages we get delivered. And maybe the box is recyclable, but again, the back of that label, that's not recyclable. And looking at really the whole chain of one purchase might be efficient for you, but that efficiency comes at a cost. It comes at a serious cost, not only in the people who are fulfilling it, but the materials being used to be as efficient as possible. Because if you're not sustainably minded, we're hitting that problem now of like when you were shopping at Forever 21.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since then. And like the amount of clothing that is being produced every year that is not worn, that is not being used, and is made terribly. That's also Trashion.
That is true, because I find that as I'm not buying clothes, some of these clothes that I've had for a while, they're not standing up.
No.
They get stained easily, they rip easily, you can mend them, but there's like this mentality that that's not worth it. And it's not, because it's just this terrible fabric.
It's all just black polyester. When was the last time you saw an exciting print that wasn't florals or paisley? Like look at the history books of like textiles. We've really fallen a long way. And like the problem is that these young people, they look at the history books. It's like, that was a long time ago. Dude, that was within my lifetime. Yeah. I'm not even that old. It's insane.
I know. Well, thank God for thrift stores. I've been a long time thrifter my whole life. So, really changed for me when I had to get a job as a teenager. And it was the 80s. And I wanted those Guess jeans in 8th grade. And you know what my mom said? She said, go get a job if you want those jeans. So I did. But then I found, oh my gosh, this is so much cooler. It's so much like, you find your voice, you find your style.
You can really experiment without.
Exactly. And so I hope that there are people out there that are listening that really appreciate that and still keep that kind of individual. Overall, it's definitely more accepted. I was like the weird kid that thrift store shopped. Definitely people are into it now. I know there's a couple of like high schools are putting together clothing swaps and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the clothing swaps are becoming very big. And it's kind of circling in with older generations of like, they have great clothes that they don't wear anymore.
Exactly.
And they can afford to like give them away to the next generation.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change.
Yeah.
And providing something for the next generation.
That's what I'm doing. Just give away a leather jacket to Dan.
Yeah.
They were stoked, I'm like, ugh. Good. It went to the right home. Feels so good to be on the others giving that stuff I don't wear anymore.
And that's a good point about like leather. It's like there's a lot to do about faux furs and faux leathers. Those are just made of plastic too.
Yeah.
So if you're recycling your leathers and your furs, guess what? You're not killing any more animals. You're not wasting any more plastic. And you're keeping this one garment alive longer than the cow.
Right.
That leather has lasted 3 cow generations. That's the point. That's what we need to get back to. None of this polyester thing. Just driving here from Occidental.
Yeah.
Just the barrage, this endless train of Amazon trucks. I couldn't believe it. It was like 10 or 15 in a row, just on the 12, just marching to their next destination. I'm like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a challenge coming up here longer than one day about boycotting Amazon and some of those bigger ones.
Good.
I don't know the dates, but I have heard that thrown out in April. So keep your eyes open for that, because what little thing you can do and just reflect and make a difference in your own life can build up.
Yeah. Think about the local jobs in your community. Like if you want your community to thrive and not have to buy things constantly
or
online.
If you have children or anybody, young people trying to actually be a part, like it just really ties into the affordability and people leaving because they can't sustain being a part of their community and contributing it. That's long enough. I'd love to touch on another base as well. Can you share a little bit about what you helped create up in Santa Rosa, the Chamber?
Oh my God, yeah.
I would really love to hear about that.
So if my life wasn't already about reinvention enough, so in addition to being involved in Trashion and involved with my illustration business, I'm also a founding board member of a LGBTQIA Chamber of Commerce.
I love it. And it last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of 2024, we are the Professionals with Pride. Professionals with Pride. That's us. And we are Sonoma County's LGBTQIA Chamber of Commerce. And what we're trying to do is very similar to Trashion of like, I don't know if you know, but it's a weird time out there. And this is the time to start gathering your community and bringing in all the people who, are vulnerable. And for the Professionals with Pride, it really is focusing on, cool, where are the small businesses? Where are the LGBTQIA business owners? How can you support them as easily as possible? Because it's very difficult to find those resources, especially in such like small pockets in different cities, of like having one place where people can register their business, be like, hey, I'm a gay contractor.
So how do you go about finding Professionals with Pride and registering your business? Like, what's the details there? Because I love that. I'd love to share it with many artists that come through here or community people.
We've got a fabulous website, professionalswithpride.org, and that has all the information of our membership tiers, which go from, like, we have nonprofit options, we have corporate options, we have quite a lot of opportunities for people to be involved, not just like putting their business on the directory, but, we've only been around for about a year. If you want to help out and if you want to participate in building a stronger Chamber of Commerce, not just for yourself, but for our community, there's loads of options to get involved with, either being at our events and helping people check in and meeting new people.
Okay.
That's a nice option. But also people who want to like help with the social media or want to help with organizing networking mixers. It's like, oh, I've got a great business.
Yeah.
Come have your mixer over at Noble Fork or at Crook's Coffee. Supporting these businesses, bringing people in the door, really moving that money around within the community and helping to strengthen us all.
Yeah, it does. Sonoma Community Centers. We're here for it. We are here for it. We get that. I think we're kind of wrapping up here. We're probably meeting our time limit here. If you made it to the end, congratulations. And anything else to share? What do you have like some dreams and schemes or other little side projects? I know you're taking a class tonight.
Yes, I'm taking the flamenco class.
Woohoo!
Here at the Sonoma Community Center. But honestly, just between Trashion, my business, and my Chamber of Commerce, if you've got an opportunity, email it and I'll see if I can get back to you.
Yeah, exactly. She's one. You're wanted. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I'm finally glad we got to get the whole story. We didn't do too much backstory into young life and all that, but you are reinventing yourself, I feel like, every week.
A little bit.
I feel like you'll have a different story as well next year.
And if you're interested in reinventing some part of your life, come along and play with some trash and it might help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Change is very scary, but trash is a very easy thing to start playing around with. So even if you don't come to a class, make some trash and see what happens.
Exactly. All right, folks, you heard it here first. This is our 2025 Trashion interview, Spencer DeSylva, and we'll talk to you soon.